What's on the playlist, baby? What's on the playlist, baby? What's on the playlist, baby? What's on the playlist?
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 69 of What's on the Playlist. My name is Chris Romero.
My name is Tony Pacheco.
And it's Victoria.
Yep.
What's up, you guys? We are three DJs out of Albuquerque, New Mexico with Cutmaster Music. And on this pod, you know how we do it. We discuss our weekly events, dive into our weekly wedding industry playlist topic. And today we're going to talk about what's been going on the past couple of weeks. We've been on hiatus for a minute, but we're back.
Yep.
And then we're going to get into the playlist topic of the day, which are our wedding industry hot takes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I got some
Yep,
good
yeah,
ones.
that's
We're-
good. Yeah.
We're going to get controversial with you all.
Yep.
We like controversy on this pod.
I love it. I'm here for it.
That's right.
It's fun.
We're going to throw down with all those hot takes. out
All
there.
the controversy.
Yeah.
We're bringing it.
Honestly, I think mine are pretty tasteful, but they do rise interesting questions, and we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Cool. Excited
I
to hear
like
about
that.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about what we've been up to. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks since we've
It
had a chance to
has.
record.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I know personally, I don't think I've had any.
You didn't DJ a wedding?
No,
I thought you did one.
I've got one this coming weekend.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I thought you had one a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
No, I can't remember if I don't think I discussed. I didn't have a wedding, but I did have a.
What was it? That's what I'm.
I had a corporate event with
Oh.
the Atomic Museum.
Oh, you didn't talk about that. I don't think we
Nice,
talked about
that's
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had it was it's their annual gala that we do, and I really enjoy that event. They hire us every year. They already gave me their date for next year. It's always at Sandia
it. Nice.
Resort,
Cool.
and it's kind of cool because this is one of those ones where I just come in. They actually set up we're in the big ballroom there,
Mhm.
and they use the main stage for their, they kind of do some awards. They talk about some stuff. It's really neat because they have some of the high school kids from their STEM kind of community come in, and they do like experiments on stage and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
Nice.
so cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. But then opposite of that, on the back side of the room, they actually have a dance floor. They have another stage, like a kind of like a smaller stage setup, and that's where they put me.
Yeah.
So I run all the music from back there. I just hook into their system. I set up just up lighting, and that's it. And we bring in a photo booth for them, and it's just a really low key, easy event. But it's really designed. It's a fundraiser, I believe for the museum, and I think it's the Nuclear Museum, and it's a lot of the big wigs from Sandia Labs, and they have an auction. and
Nice.
it's crazy. They raise a lot of money. I think they raise something like $500,000 at this thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dope.
It's cool.
So it's a big fundraiser. It's fun, really laid back for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, they don't really hang out, a whole lot and dance at the end of the night. It does tend to be I would consider it a more I don't know, like the age group is a lot older.
Yeah.
And so I think by the time it's done, which is usually around 9:00, they're kind of ready to go hit the casino for a minute and then probably get home.
Yeah.
So it's funny when I hit the music for the dance floor. The dance floor does get popping for about 2 or 3 songs, and then
Yeah.
that's it. And
That's
it's like
it.
this
Yeah,
massive drop off.
Yep. Rinse out. Done.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
fair.
They dance for a minute. So I usually hit a couple of line dances for them and that kind of stuff, and then that's usually about it.
That's
But
nice.
That's
though,
cool, though.
'cause
That
those
sounds
are
fun.
right, nice and easy corporate
Yeah.
stuff, and they already booked you for next year, so
Yeah.
that's what's
Dope.
They
Yeah.
dig it, and it's I get to have a little bit of fun with it. I try to get cutesy and clever, like when the kids are on stage doing their science experiments. I'll play like,
Weird Science.
Weird Science, Inspector
Science.
Gadget.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That little Einsteins.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. So they get a
Nice.
kick out of that stuff. It's
Nice.
fun.
That's dope.
It's cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
I think that's all I've done, in the past few weeks. How about you
Okay.
guys?
Cool.
I did a soft opening for that Smothered.
I saw that.
Yeah, so
Congrats, dude.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. It was just like sound reinforcement while they did a soft opening, and it was a good time. They wanted a more like Masego kind of vibe.
Oh,
And
okay.
I loved it because it was a lot more of like setting a vibe as opposed to like getting people to dance.
That's
And that was
dope.
I loved it.
I
it
love
was
that.
it was really cool because we had a few meetings on like just how they wanted to curate the vibe, what they wanted it all to look like sound wise, and that was just a fun thing to be a part
Yeah,
of.
for
and
sure.
and they wanted to have me back here in a few weeks or whatever. They'll schedule something out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I have my fiance's sister's wedding this weekend.
This weekend coming up.
Nice.
Okay.
We're in Alamogordo.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should be good.
That's dope.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, it's been a pretty crazy couple of weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, you've been busy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
super busy. I did an event with Here and Now. We
Mhm.
did an R&B day party.
Yeah.
Super cool vibe. It was the first time I've ever DJ'd sitting down
Yeah, I
on a
saw
couch.
that. You're on a couch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I was on
Fun.
a couch. And it was just cool. The vibes were great. The people were awesome, and it was just fun. Like I was home by 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Which is like I'm barely starting my nights at 8 o'clock sometimes. So that was really cool. I really enjoy working with them. They're really, really dope. And then I did kind of something like you did. We did like a dining experience thing
Nice.
at the Outpost with Chef Luis. He owned Last Call.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, and he
Love Last Call.
basically wanted to do like a love letter to where he's from in Baja California. He basically just made a bunch of food that reminded him of back home,
Nice.
and we just played a bunch of cool music, which I like found this like new genre that I absolutely love. It's like Mexican reggae is what they call it.
Ooh.
So it's basically, just a bunch of reggae sounding beats, but they're speaking Spanish.
Nice.
So it's
Love
really,
that.
really cool.
Okay.
That was really, really fun. The food was fantastic. It was so freaking good. Everything that he made. And it was really, really cool because it was 6 courses, and he came out and explained every single course and why he made it and where it came from or why, it's important to
Yeah.
him and this and that. So that was really, really cool.
Definitely like an elevated dining experience.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that
cool.
was kind of like the selling point. Like we're kind of all sitting at like a big table and I'm DJing on the table with everybody. Like I'm
Fun.
literally in the center of the table with everyone playing music and stuff. So that was another different experience.
Yeah.
Like just
It-
that in itself, just being like very like in their space. But it worked well. It really did. Like it was kind of cool mingling with the people, like in between music and
Mhm.
mixing and stuff. So that was cool.
How was the audio set up there? I'm curious. Did you plug into the house? Did you bring your own?
I brought my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Outpost isn't really a big space,
Mhm.
so we got away with one of my EVs.
And how many people?
It was 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
16
fine,
people. We brought mics for him. I only
Cool.
brought like 3 uplights. That's all they wanted because we were in like a kind of like a secluded area where it was
Mhm.
just kind of us. So it was a super easy
love
setup.
that.
It was great. Everyone was fantastic. It was just a really cool event.
It's like a less is more kind of thing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know?
And it was. And I feel like it just really helped like on that intimacy level type stuff.
Sweet.
So that was cool. And then me and the Lace and Bow girls were in Ruidoso for a wedding.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
we were
that.
talking-
We were
Yeah, this
talking with
past
Taylor about
weekend.
that.
Yeah, so it was really fun. It was a good first wedding to just kind of, like you were saying, like kind of wipe off the
Get-
cobwebs and
get
start
back into
getting-
wedding
back in the
shape.
Yeah,
wedding
get into
rotation.
wedding shape.
Because
And
yeah, nightlife is so different.
it's so different.
Or even these curated events, very different from a wedding.
Exactly.
You know?
Even little things like remembering dongles for cocktail hours
Yeah.
and just weird little things like just you
When
got
you're in the rhythm, it's all there.
it's all
right?
there,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, but when you've been doing club stuff for 6 months straight, you're not having everything you need. So just that, that was cool. Our couple was really nice, and it was just a good first one to just get our feet going and kind of start.
that was your first
know,
one of the year.
First one of the year,
Nice.
yes. And then last night I opened up for St. John at the Al Rey, and that was also cool. Kind of a last minute thing. His manager was looking for some local talent, and it was just really cool. They got me and my people passes, and it was just really nice, and
Nice.
we enjoyed it. It was
That's
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Love that.
Cool. And then we can talk a little bit about what we did this past week. Tony and I,
Oh, at the summit?
had the experience of, presenting for the Wedding Collective's Unveiled Summit
Mhm.
this past week. We've been preparing for this for the last,
3 months, 4
a
months.
few months and getting ready. So it was super fun, just getting out there, and we got to talk on personality types, which was something I brought over from my experience in the real estate industry, and kind of got Tony up to speed on that.
Mhm.
And
It was good.
I thought you did a pretty good job of doing your your homework and due diligence to make sure that you really understood what we were trying to.
Yeah, I didn't want to be up there and
That's
not know
awesome.
what I was talking about. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And I loved your outfit, by the way.
Oh,
I was
thank
like,
you.
this is such a cool outfit.
I
Like,
appreciate that.
he had the blazer with the Balloon Fiesta shirt on. I was
So
like,
that is
damn,
so
Tony's killing it right
it's
now.
for our event coming up at the end of the month. Friend
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Dude,
And
yeah.
so I was basically a walking ad all day.
Sick.
But
Love it.
I was like, I know, I just wanted them to see it and frame of mind be remembered. Friend Wars, and so I was kind of the
Yeah.
whole
Actually, we haven't plugged that on the pod. I think now's a good time to do it really quick. If you
Sure.
wanna tell, because
Yeah.
all you vendors that are out there, especially that are here local in Albuquerque, take it away.
Yes, Friender Wars. It is going to be happening April 27th from 3 to 6 at Bosque School. It's a really cool event that we're just basically doing to give back to the community. We're putting it on free. All you have to bring is 2 non-perishable food items. You know, it could be bags of jerky, cereal boxes. There's a bunch of different things that kind
Yeah.
of fall in that non-perishable category. And we're just inviting everybody to come hang out, play games. We're going to have a Capture the Flag tournament. We're going to have friendship bracelet making stations, Joe's DJing. We're going to have food trucks, like
Sick.
16 different artisans. Me, La Luz, we've just been doing this. I just approved the T-shirt orders today, so that was cool.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, so all these different things. It's fun, it's stressful, but I'm very proud of the work that we're doing. And
Yeah.
at the end of it all, I keep telling Courtney and Shelby, like, this is badass what we're doing. This is
For
tough,
sure.
but I think it's really cool that, yeah, we're putting something on. And yeah, if you guys have time, April 27th from 3 to 6, Bosque School. It should be a lot of fun.
And
Cool.
it's super family oriented.
Yes,
I love
bring
it.
your
and
family, bring your kids,
Bring friends.
Bring friends.
Yeah,
We just want it to be
come hang out for a little bit.
exactly a positive
Y-
space.
exactly.
Kind of a little bit more relaxed than like your formal networking meetings.
Exactly.
But if you want to network, by all means, bring your cards.
Well, and it's kind of cool too because it gives the opportunity for us to know these people that we work with day in and day out, kind of on a more personal level. If they
Exactly.
bring the kids or bring their significant other, and it's more like you're saying, more of a laid back thing rather than being so formal.
Yeah,
so I
that
love
was-
what you guys are doing. with
That was the overall goal.
Yeah.
Was I love the networking events that Wedding Collective will put on, or any other people that put on, but they do feel more formal, and you're
Yeah.
going there repping your business. You're not going to bring your kids or your wife on a Thursday night cocktails, right?
Exactly.
So that's where we were like, oh, let's open it up a little. Why not a Sunday afternoon? And
Yeah.
So
Love it.
Exactly. Don't judge me by my kids, by the way. It's not my fault.
It's not my fault.
got Evan running around, underwear, t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Got him.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
That's good.
Let's dive into our playlist topic of the week.
Yeah.
And we are going
Yes.
to dive into some wedding hot takes. And so what we decided to do is that we were each going to just gather and collect some what we thought are some hot takes in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually got a whole slew list of things here that I'm just going to, as our conversation, whichever
Yeah.
direction it goes,
Yeah.
I'll kind of
I've
pop
got
in with.
5 to 6.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
worried that I would get repeats. Or if
exactly.
we had repeats.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
It's like, all right.
Which I just feel like all of us think a lot alike, so we're probably all gonna have a lot of the same.
We might, you know,
Yeah.
I wanted to stir the pot a little.
Same.
So,
that's right. We're
I'm
going
here
to.
We're
for it.
pot stirrers.
Yeah,
So-
we're pot stirrers.
Yeah, we like to. Yeah, what kind of pot we talking about here?
Nice pot of soup.
All right, start stirring. Go ahead, kick us off.
Me. Okay, this one isn't too pot stirring. I know what I just said, but I like this idea. Liven it up with a high energy cocktail hour. Cocktail
Yes.
hours are so low key and so like
Boring.
boring. Throw a party during the cocktail hour. Have a high energy DJ set.
Yep.
Could be cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
I like it.
It's a hot take because a lot of people are like, I could see photographers being like, "Well, we need that time to get photos and doing." Well, take photos of the party. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And I thought that was like a fun little thing that could be looked at in a different way. Like we're doing a lot of these weddings now where we're trying to have new experiences.
Yeah.
and I think that could be a fun one.
Cool. Love it. I agree with you on that. I feel
right.
like it's a good way to kind of juice up the party and get them ready to like really
Yeah.
have a rager.
Right?
You know.
Nice. Yeah, I think
Not-
that's a
not
good way
too
to kick
crazy.
us off.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, that's a good way.
I'm
That's a
way
good way.
disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
I'm disappointed.
How dare you?
I was ready. I was ready to really get this pot stirred
I
up.
got another one.
I think
These ones are good.
it's not your turn. You used up your turn.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Actually, no, that's good though. I dig it, and I'll
I dig it
probably
too.
like I've got something here that'll kind of stem off of that.
Cool.
So
All
go
right.
for it.
Me next. All
You're
right.
next.
Not everyone deserves a +1. Okay.
Ooh.
your distant cousin bringing his or her new Tinder date, your coworker situationship. This costs money. And if you guys are not going to be together within the next 6 months, not everyone needs a +1 at the wedding.
You know what? Amen. You know, and I'm gonna go even further with that.
Say it.
Just piggybacking kind of a little bit off yours that you don't need to invite your whole entire family.
Exactly.
And what I mean by that is like I think back to my wedding, okay, where I know, and this is like so ingrained in our culture in New Mexico. You've got to invite the tias and the the
Yes.
third and fourth cousins, and there are so many people that went to my wedding that I haven't seen since.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw some of them before.
So
I
true.
haven't seen them
Real,
after. And I've got those.
Yeah.
My parents, they're like, if you don't invite them, we're gonna be disenfranchised from the
Right.
family or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh my God, like what were we doing and thinking? And it costs money, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to invite all those family members that you don't see.
I love that. It's so true though. Like having a +1, I feel like is such like an honor, and then some people just kind of throw them away. And so I feel like it's important to make sure that you have your list of people who are important, and
Mhm.
they may not need a +1. If and it might be the right thing to do to like, I guess, have your cousin bring a +1. But you're right.
Yeah.
They just met him on Tinder. I don't need some random girl.
Some rando. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
running
I
around.
want it to be, I can look at everybody and be like, hey, thank you for coming. And I
Exactly.
guess if there's one random, of course, I don't want to be that person. But
Yeah.
That being said, though, I
You're
think
right,
it
though.
makes it hard on the couple,
Yeah.
right? Like, obviously, if you're going to allow +1s, you would put that and say, you
Mhm.
plus guest or
Plus guest.
+1. And so that gets tough, I guess, if you're going to allow +1s, you have to allow them to bring whoever they want.
Whoever. Yeah.
And just be ready for that. But
they have to,
I get
pass a
you.
background check.
Yeah.
We're-
What's the date of birth?
Yeah, right.
Looking them up on NM
I
courts.
know.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
All right. Okay.
Nice.
So here's mine. I was just kind of piggybacking that, but I'm gonna say that you don't need a wedding party.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know, it's tradition, but I'd say it's not a requirement.
Nope.
Like you don't have to have a wedding party, and what's been cool is I've been seeing more frequently our weddings doing away with that, right?
Same here.
And
yeah.
doing away with some of those traditions that even come with it, like a grand entrance.
Yep.
They just like my couple this weekend. They just want to come in and mix into the cocktail hour, and we're going straight into dinner. There's no grand entrance.
Yeah.
There's no
Yep.
wedding party.
Yep.
No intros. None of that stuff.
How are you guys going to transition into like a welcome? How does that going to
Nope.
play out?
So actually, what we're doing, this is at Los Poblanos this weekend.
Yeah.
And during cocktail hour, the parents want the microphone to just kind of welcome everybody there, and they're gonna do a quick little spiel, I guess, and then that's when they're going to invite everybody over to the dinner area.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm not
I
even
love
doing
it.
it. Yeah.
It's
I love
easy.
that.
So
Yeah.
I mean, easy, and that's it. And then they're having their toasts, during the
Mhm.
dinner, and that's it. But there's no
And yeah.
Big
No,
to-dos.
and I really, really like that. I feel like it helps break up like the very announcy, like you're hearing the same DJ,
Yeah.
just saying all these things. And there's just a lot to take in. Like, there's so much in a wedding. Like, I like the fact that people are doing away with that because sometimes it's just not for everybody to
Yeah.
announce everyone first and last name. And there's
Mhm.
15 people in the wedding party. And it just kind of,
right.
I-
Yeah,
I
it can
think
get
it
a little
falls
monotonous.
falls into the category of it's the same old thing we see every single
yep,
time.
every single time.
And
Yep.
so I can see where, like, if they have wedding parties, like, people will do dance numbers and all these different things to zhuzh it up and be different. But I am seeing that more consistently where
Yeah.
wedding parties are either best man maid of honor or none at all.
Right.
And people are just, it's a lot easier. I feel like they don't have to worry about the stress because their team is still there. Their
You know what?
friends are
And
still there.
Honestly, I think that's the biggest thing why you don't need a wedding party. You avoid all the drama
Yeah.
that comes with it.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Right
Yep.
now, I'm trying to figure out how to ask all my boys to be groomsmen. I'm excited for it. We're thinking jerseys. Shelby, she was like, "Ooh, you could wear them the day of the wedding and take photos." And I was like, "Oh, genius!" So
Yeah.
I think that's an exciting part of it. But also, too, having to deal with all these different dynamics,
Yep.
coordination, and all that, I feel like it's harder. And if I were to ask my boys to be there while we got ready, and they're not technically groomsmen, I don't think any of them are going to be hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
they're my friends.
For
They
sure.
don't give a damn if they are groomsmen or not, or like that.
Yes.
If they're categorized that way.
Yep.
you
I
know?
remember having that issue just when we got married, and our wedding party was huge because we had this many people, and then we needed it was like not even, and so we needed to think of somebody to add to even out the numbers on the other side. And so now
Exactly.
you're
Yeah.
bringing in people that you're really not even that close with,
Like,
but you
well,
can-
he's my
Yep.
boy, but I haven't seen him in a
Yes.
couple years.
So I'll tell you this: there's like 3 or 4 of my groomsmen
Yeah.
I don't even talk to anymore.
Oh wow,
I mean, seriously.
that's fair.
That's
Yeah.
just these are all the things, right? Like after the fact, when you go back and look back in hindsight,
Exactly. Yeah.
like what were we doing? What
How
we
old were you
thinking?
when you got married?
25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I know. I've been married a minute actually.
Ah,
So we just
I don't
had.
wanna-
Yeah, I think that's right because this last year was 20
Nice.
20-year anniversary.
Nice.
Congrats.
Yep.
That's cool.
So okay, we're ready for you to stir the pot.
Okay,
God,
here we
okay,
go.
I don't
Okay.
know. Oop, that's not what I wanted.
That's all good, but I got you.
That wasn't it.
Playing dirty versions of songs after the first hour isn't that crazy.
No,
You don't agree?
I like it. No,
Oh,
I like
okay,
it. Yeah,
okay.
I like it.
I was. It has to be after the first hour because
I'm gonna go
You
with.
don't want to scare grandma.
I'm gonna go with it depends.
Yeah.
see, that's
yeah.
why I think this is a hot take
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's people who I always ask, is it okay if we play dirty? Usually, more often than not, they're like, can you play keep it all radio edited?
Yep.
But I am a firm believer that you can drop in a dirty version of a song towards the tail end of the night. You'd be just fine.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I would agree with that. I think if you're going to, and as long as it's, I always just get approval on that kind of stuff.
Got to
from
have
our-
that
from our-
conversation with
yeah,
the couple.
from our
That's the
couples.
most
yes, that
important
yeah,
thing.
exactly. Yeah, and having that conversation and like some couples, like I feel like their wedding, the people that they invite to their wedding know that that's like them.
Mhm.
Like my couple this weekend, like it was just like whatever. It didn't matter if it was clean or dirty.
Yeah.
And I did play some clean versions, and you could kind of tell they were like, "Wait, that's not
People
like,
get upset.
like the version we know," because they
Mhm.
want to say cuss words and
Yeah.
like vibe on the dance floor. So that was definitely like the vibe for my couple. So I always ask
Exactly.
the couple. It just depends on them,
Don't be just going in there playing dirty songs
exactly.
thinking you're good.
Exactly.
Have the conversation, but I think it's such a in the DJ community, you don't play you play radio edit, you
Yep.
keep it clean. Grandma's there, you got kids there, and
Yep.
all of that. And I agree, but I also think that you can play those dirty songs. And I feel like curse words nowadays are a little more fluid than
yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah, I
No,
just think you
definitely.
got to have the conversation because it's kind of funny. Last night I was going through and just, I went down the rabbit hole and I was reading some reviews from
Yeah.
some companies, and on a few of them, I noticed that they made mention with the reviews that were bad, like the 1 stars. The DJs was playing tracks that we didn't ask for was a big common theme, and then that they were playing songs that had explicit lyrics. And so you could
Mhm.
tell like they hadn't talked about that.
Sure.
The DJ was just dropping it.
Just threw
Actually,
it
there
in.
was one that said the DJ was played a song with explicit lyrics, then changed it mid song. He probably realized his mistake, right?
Yeah.
But it made an impact on that couple.
Mhm.
Well, he created a moment, and not a positive moment.
not a
right?
positive one, yeah.
Something that was
Yes,
memorable, and
yeah.
it didn't help.
Yeah, and some people just really aren't into that.
Yeah,
You know,
that's fine,
people
and that's
aren't,
all
and
good.
it's completely fine. You know, people, I was talking to a couple weeks ago, and they're very Christian, and they're very, into the church and all that stuff, and that was kind of like a big thing. Like we don't want nothing too crazy, nothing
Yeah,
too.
see, people will let you know.
That's what I
Yes,
think
really.
too.
yes,
I think,
yes.
and I've seen that more
Yep.
commonly as well.
Uh-huh.
They
Yep.
usually let us know, and we'll make it well known.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, can we keep the lyrics clean and that sort of
Exactly.
thing? But then I've had a few, just like you're kind of saying, that were like, hey, as we get towards the end of the night, we really want to turn it up. We want to get
Mhm.
crazy. Explicit lyrics are fine.
Yeah.
I would prefer that you play the original versions of Too Short and stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
this. and all
exactly.
that,
Yeah.
Back that ass up
Like,
instead
cool.
of back that thing
Thing up,
right? It's
exactly,
just
yeah.
those little things.
Yes, and that's kind of how I felt with my couple. There was like some songs this past weekend that I just didn't have the dirty version, and you could tell it just sounded so awkward to them,
Yeah.
which is funny and they were honestly a dream couple. They were like so laid back. Their music style was a lot like mine.
There you go.
They loved Too Short,
Mhm.
old school hip
Those are
hop,
people.
Ice Cube.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like very much like my vibe.
Love that.
And yeah, but like you could tell with them, it was like the other way around. Like if it wasn't the dirty version, they were like low key kind of confused. Like, wait,
That's funny.
yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Cool.
So actually, this goes into my topic.
Nice.
The reception is for you and not just for your guests.
Mm.
So here it basically says you don't owe everyone a club style rager if it's just not your vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So some couples are super laid back, super chill. They like chill music. They like indie stuff. So if that's something that you like, really play on that because it's your wedding.
Yeah.
It's literally your wedding. It's not anybody else's. And I think that's kind of a huge pressure that people feel sometimes, that they have to give their guests a rager and a party and it has to be a home run. And sometimes, it's just not your vibe. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
No, I completely agree with that. I feel like there's these videos and pictures, and everybody sees the grand party, right? It's what
Mhm.
we sell. And so I get that. But you're right. You have it right on the head. If that's not what you're looking for, create a vibe that you and your guests are going to enjoy. Set like create a good music
Yep.
playlist, set it, work it with the DJ, but then also like maybe set aside some board games or like,
Exactly.
things that encourage conversation if that's what's important to you, and create memories that
Yep.
way. Because you're still going to remember, oh, what a night. That was so fun.
Yep.
Clients who hire us usually want a banging party, right?
Yep.
But I love where you're coming from in that don't have that expectation or don't let that drown
You
you.
feel like and feel obligated to it.
Yes, that's
Because
what
I have I talked to a couple last month and they were the sweetest things in the world, but they were not partiers.
Mhm.
She was like, my soon to be husband doesn't even like to dance. Like, we want more
that
of
can
a
be challenging.
yeah, we want more of a vibe where we can kind of sit around and mingle and of course drink. And if we want, we can get up and dance a little bit. But like it wasn't like this huge obligation, which is like you're saying different from what we do because usually everyone's like, we want a rager, we want that club vibe, blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean, I'm starting to see that a little bit more that people were like kind of getting away from that and want more of just like a vibe,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
definitely. That's interesting.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to go with one here that Pinterest is not a planner. All right. Inspiration is
Interesting.
great,
Yeah.
but execution takes professionals. So I think
yeah.
we are in this whole era of kind of do it yourself, right? And trying to save money. And I get and understand all that. And I think a lot of people go to Pinterest and they get these unrealistic, expectations from going on there and things that they can either do by themselves or, even just thinking we can do a lot of this stuff, right?
Yep.
And really, you need professionals to help you out. So
DIY looks so easy until you got to make 100 of them or something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that was
you're
actually one that I had on here. DIY isn't cheap and it becomes a second job.
yeah.
It really does. You're putting a lot of obligations on maybe family, friends, whatever. We were actually talking about this with Taylor this past weekend, just about, how traditional Mexican weddings are, and grandma wants to cook and
Right,
auntie wants
totally.
to bring enchiladas and
Mhm.
mom's doing centerpieces, and it's just like it kind of becomes more of a job and people can't really enjoy the day with you. They're more worried about what they need to get done and what's expected because you wanted to do some DIY stuff.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
You're not allowing your guests to fully celebrate with you. They're having to have the mental stress of being there for you, and they want to be there for you on your wedding day. But yeah, it's hard for them to fully be present in the moment if they have to worry about whatever task is on their
Yeah.
mind. So
Yep.
it's
okay.
smart. Okay, my next one: you don't have to feed your DJ. During a wedding.
Ooh.
I knew it.
No, actually, I'd agree with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that you don't have to.
Oh okay.
Yeah, but do you? But I would also go. Here's my contrary to that. Right? Is
Yeah.
that fed DJ is a happy DJ.
Exactly.
So I mean, do you want good mojo and good vibes?
or starving mojo.
Yeah, right. I mean, and
I
so
hear you, but I'm never starving. I eat a good breakfast. I bring snacks. I have everything prepared to be at my level
Mm-hmm.
and have that. You know what
And
I mean? I
I
shouldn't need a steak dinner to perform it that way.
Yeah.
I totally agree. In fact, I mean, we've always said here that so it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because I was speaking with a planner. She's out the Tamaya,
Yeah.
and about her brother's wedding, which is actually next year. And she asked if we had it in our contract that we need to be fed
Yeah.
because it's becoming more common.
It's in
Yeah.
photo,
It's in a lo-
video,
right?
Yeah.
I'm sure
and-
planners.
And so, of course, I told her, no, we don't have that. I said, but usually I'll have that conversation with our couple. I just ask them, like, are we a part of the meal? Are we being fed?
Mhm.
And it's not to put pressure on you to feed us. It's more just so I know.
Just so you know,
So you
yeah.
can
Yeah,
what to
that way I can just
expect.
prepare. Like, if
Yep.
we're not being fed, no problem. Let me make sure I either eat before or bring some
Exactly.
snacks, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And if we are being fed, then I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's common. I know this is not the norm in a lot of other states and a lot of other places, but it really is the norm here. I would say we are fed. Like last year, out of all my weddings, I think I was fed at every single one of them.
Yeah.
Same here.
would
So I would
Yeah.
say 8, 9 times out of 10 that we are fed, and it's kind of like almost like a cultural thing,
Like an
here, right?
unspoken thing that's just
Yeah.
kind of expected.
And I feel like it's
I
just
feel
kind of
that.
like even like a respect thing. Like they want to
Yeah.
say thank you almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like we included you, like make sure you guys eat and sit down. And it's like just really, really nice.
course.
I always feel like and it's mostly like you're saying, all of my couples have done this. I don't think I've never not eaten. And it's just like a nice little touch. It kind of shows, that they care about your well being and
yeah,
just
they
like
spent $80 on that plate.
Exactly, yeah,
Right.
and they really want you to enjoy it. Or even if they didn't, like with the say it's buffet, they're just like make sure you eat. Make
I
sure
always
this.
eat when there's a buffet because
Yeah.
I know there's plenty. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
Right.
yeah, for sure, yeah.
So I'd agree with you. I would say you don't have to.
Yeah.
But now the DJs, yes, I think you should definitely be feeding your photographers.
Oh,
Anybody
yes.
that's spending that much time with you,
They're
they're
there all
literally
day.
all day
All
long.
day long, yeah.
And honestly, I mean, we kind of are. We're not there as long,
We're the last vendor to show up usually.
but we're the last one to leave.
Oh, good point.
Yep.
And so, I mean, they might be working a 12-hour day. So are we.
Yeah.
We just started at 12,
Yeah.
and we're leaving at midnight. Right?
or later.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So
All the time.
yeah, that's the. But hot take. I
Hot
like
take,
it. I
huh?
like
Yeah,
it.
it's a
I
good
knew
one.
that
It's
one
a
would
good one.
get you going.
Good one.
Yeah.
We always talk about that one.
Yeah.
All right.
What you got?
Expensive doesn't always mean memorable. Some of the best weddings are in backyards, under budget, and not at some fancy venue.
Amen,
Which
sister.
I totally agree with. I did so many
Believe
private residence weddings last year,
Right.
and they were so freaking amazing. I loved it. It just felt like very cozy, if that makes sense. Like it just felt very organic and just
It's almost like a house party.
yeah, and you could tell everyone was just very comfortable.
They're way more laid back.
They're so cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I love that. And it helps save money in some areas,
Yes.
like huge. You can maybe get that photographer you wanted, the DJ you might want,
I can imagine
Um,
food. Food is
food, exactly.
the money.
Yep.
That's where all the money, and not all the money, but
I guess it depends, and it's going to depend on who you talk to and what you do and how far you take it.
Exactly.
Because some of those tents super expensive.
oh,
Yep.
The
interesting.
lighting and generators and all that stuff. And once again, now you're dealing with somebody's
Okay.
house
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. So
You need insurance for that? Like
Um,
like as a bride and groom, do you think you
Yeah.
need event insurance?
I mean, it would be smart.
Yeah.
Just curious.
But yeah, so like I think there's a lot of things that
You don't think about
going a dance floor, you got to pay for
Yeah.
that. So there's just a lot of things that go into it. So I think, and this is what I've heard from other planners that have
Yeah.
talked about that a lot of times trying to do it in a backyard, depending on what you're looking to do, can honestly be more expensive,
expensive.
than doing
Interesting.
it at an event at a venue.
Wow. I believe I kind of can
yeah,
see
where it's
that.
coming from.
Yeah, because I had a couple last year, and the tent that I'm assuming they rented was freaking massive.
Yeah.
Like massive. I know that thing cost money.
We've
Like,
done some. I remember
Yeah.
one that we did.
They're beautiful.
They-
tents.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
They brought in a tent from Colorado. That was the only place you could get this tent.
Wow.
Yeah,
Whoa.
like it was the only, and it was the
Yeah.
the coolest tent I've ever seen. It was like not just your average white tent or your clear.
They remind me of those Harry Potter weddings. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I mean it was crazy. Then they did all these custom. They literally built the bar there at the venue.
Yeah.
Okay.
That might be a little
Right, yeah,
more than you
it
expect.
was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like we bought our silent disco headsets for that wedding
Oh, nice.
because then we were at a place that had a noise ordinance, and when the noise ordinance
Mhm.
kicked in, they wanted an hour of the silent disco afterward, right?
That is so
And-
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just So it depends, But,
yeah, and like with
but it
my
could be.
yeah, and with my wedding, like I know they went all out. Like
Yeah.
I mean, they did. They even hired a shuttle service
Nice.
because
Right.
obviously they couldn't park everyone in that street.
Mm.
So they made like
Where was it?
it was in Rio Rancho, and it was cool because like there was a set of houses,
Mhm.
but everything around them was just like a dirt road.
Oh, wow.
So there was like a lot of parking for the guests and stuff, but they would have the shuttle pick up people, drop them off at the house, and kind of do that route all
Nice.
night, which
Right.
was super cool. But like
cool.
even that, they had to spend money for the shuttle.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah, well, what I want to talk about though is your that take is really, it spoke to me a little bit because what it says is you don't have to spend X amount of dollars to get almost the same result and spend way less, if that makes sense.
exactly. No,
what
for
I'm
sure.
I
trying to
mean,
say.
at the end of the day, it falls back to your earlier hot take, where make it about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
exactly.
you have to figure out what it is that you value, what is
Important.
you, what
Yeah.
makes it, I know our friend Meredith, with Meredith Keating Weddings, she talks about her wedding. She's a planner, right? And she does like a lot of high end events, and she just traveled to, I don't know, I think it was like New York or somewhere. She's doing all these weddings.
Dope.
But her own personal wedding, she talks about they did it at like a pizza parlor, and that was them.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
and that
yeah.
was their vibe, and it was small and intimate, and like
yeah.
Right? She does these grand, beautiful $100,000 weddings, and for her it was
Yeah.
pizza night,
I think
Yeah.
it's about
Love that.
knowing what it is that you value as a couple, making sure your expectations are set,
Yeah.
and that just prepare for that, and just understand
Exactly.
that in many cases you're right. You can do it, save money, but depends on what your expectations
Exactly.
are, because you might actually end up spending more,
More
right?
money. Yep.
Mhm. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig it. Good take.
Definitely.
Okay, hot take.
What we got?
Hot take. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Spotify playlists are not the same as a DJ.
Ooh,
Yes.
there it is.
Agree.
Yep.
Agree.
We're
Yeah.
getting close, but we're still not there.
No.
It's not the same, you guys.
Yeah.
Anybody can hit play. Not everybody can read a room.
That's what it is. That's the money maker. That's where we have the ability to recognize a dud, switch it out, or treat these like live productions and really react live. Of course, we have song crates and we'll plan out a night, but nights change. You have to be able to pivot and evolve and change. And it always happens. And so yeah, it's you can't just feed a Spotify playlist. It's not
No.
going to read the room. It's going to play the whole song.
Yep.
You can't.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You know what?
can't
And
choose
the
edits.
idea, it's like a lot of these things when we deal with couples, right? A lot of the ideas in our head sound great,
Yeah.
and in reality and in execution, it's actually terrible. And that's one of those. So like, it sounds cool. Oh, I'm just gonna get all my friends and have them pitch in their favorite songs
Yeah.
in one big playlist,
Mhm.
and we'll play it. Okay, number one, how many songs is in a typical night? And let's just say, not with us, on a Spotify list, and where you're playing the song from front to back.
Mhm.
Yep.
If you have, let's go for 3 hours, okay? 3 hours of music. How many songs is that going to be?
Yeah.
Maybe 25. So I would say like 75 because I'm doing the full length of you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
my rule of thumb is like 30 an hour, 35 an hour.
yeah.
Not on full
go-
songs.
No.
Yeah.
As a DJ, like if we're going super fast, I could probably get 35 songs in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what that's what I'm saying is, okay, on
Compared
in
to
a Spotify
you're getting
list,
25.
Yeah.
you're going to
Maybe
get,
20 in an hour.
well, most songs are like 3 to
3
5 minutes
yeah.
long.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's 10, that's like 12 songs.
Really?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm bad at math.
12 times 5.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, so 3 hours is 36 songs.
Yeah,
When we will play that in
an hour.
an hour, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because we're quick mixing, and you're going to get even more songs because we're going to be doing mashups.
Exactly.
So that's like a
Mhm.
2-for-1.
Yeah, we were
right?
talking about how we'll have an edit on one side and then another song on one, and we're DJing 3 songs at once
Yeah.
because we took the time to look through your Spotify playlist and go, oh, this is a tasty mashup. I know this will work. And then we wait. That's where the money is, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Right.
Spotify's not doing that.
No.
Yeah,
And
no.
so yeah, that's that's a take.
I love that one.
We'll see that a lot of times where they're thinking of doing a playlist,
Good luck.
or a Spotify.
Yeah, good
list.
luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and hope a Viagra ad doesn't pop up in.
Oh my gosh, that'd be pretty funny.
Yes.
All right, what you got?
Okay, my next one is you need alcohol at your wedding to be successful.
Mm,
Interesting.
I like it.
Yeah, because
So you do or you don't?
you do.
You do.
Okay. do need
I wanted to
alcohol.
see your guys' take on this because I know that there are couples out there who are like, no, we don't need to drink and we'll still have a great time. And I fully believe that. My experience, when there was not alcohol there, it didn't help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like it's a double-edged sword, honestly.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I understand, like, the vibe of not having it, which it kind of, lets things just flow better in terms of, like, people not getting super sloppy drunk and stuff.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm like, that kind of lets people, like, get loose and, start dancing and kind of vibing.
You want your auntie twerking on the dance
Exactly,
floor, you
yeah.
know
But
what I
then, but
mean?
then I've seen, like, horror stories where, like, people get belligerent drunk.
Mhm.
They're falling, they're getting carried out, and it kind of takes away from that vibe. Like, I don't know.
The last thing you want is to be rolled out on your wedding day in a wheelchair. You're all.
And we've seen it.
We've seen it.
We've seen it.
Just happened recently at
That's
one of
Yeah.
my
That's what I
weddings,
mean.
right?
We've
right?
seen it.
So
So
ahead.
I'm gonna agree with you on this one.
Yeah.
In the sense that it helps, right? So alcohol always helps the dance floor.
Mhm.
It helps your guests loosen up. And then there's the excessive side of it, right?
Mhm.
Well, how do you curb that? In all honesty, you cut your party shorter. That's how you do it. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
you don't have a 4 or 5 hour dance party.
Exactly.
Because that's what happens when people drink too much for 4 hours straight.
Yep.
If you're having
Yeah,
2
you
or
start
3
at
drinks an
cocktail
hour,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
you've started, you're right, like at cocktail hour. And a lot of times now they're starting at the ceremony, right? They're
Yep.
having pre-ceremony cocktails.
Yep.
Yep.
Love
and,
that.
and doing that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's
Like we
dope.
talked
Yeah.
about that. But
yeah.
But they're drinking
but
all
if you
day.
started drinking at 3 o'clock and you're planning on going to midnight,
Yes.
Yeah.
it can. There's consequences
Mhm.
that come with that.
And when people go to a wedding, they want to drink.
Right.
Like, people are like,
Yeah.
we're going to so and so's wedding. It's going to be
Celebrating.
one of those nights. We're
Yep.
going to
And-
celebrate.
so-
Like, it's
So
yep.
true.
And so I've done dry weddings, and they've been fine.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that people didn't dance or have a good time. I will tell you this: they ended earlier
Yeah.
each time that I've had one, but that was kind of expected. So I feel like my dry weddings, those couples also know,
Yeah.
and they kind of have those expectations, like, hey, we're gonna end at 10
Mhm.
o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dry wedding. Nobody's drinking. I don't think they have these expectations of ragers. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why they're probably dry in the first place, right? They're
Yeah.
not. These are not your party people types that are going out to the bars all the time and
for
staying
sure.
out late and doing
sure.
that. That's just not who they are. So I feel like their expectations are typically, a little bit more tame, which is fine. And you just have to know that going into it. Like it's, it might be a little bit harder. This is where we might have those talks. Like,
Yeah.
okay, if you're expecting people to dance, you are going to have to lead the charge.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
Got to be on that dance floor. That's
Yeah.
why I always tell them, like, give me your music interests. If you're on there, everybody's going to follow.
Exactly.
I've heard this hack before of like an open bar, liquor, and then you
Mhm.
switch to beer and wine after the cocktail hour.
Okay.
I don't know how effective
Cool.
that is, but it could be something. Or no
Yeah,
shots
I mean,
for the whole night.
I'll tell you this:
Keep it
open
pure.
bar is not going to help your cause either,
No.
right?
No.
Because they're just going to abuse it,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
I mean, I'm down for an open bar. I'm still not against.
And
Like,
and that was something that I had on here where it kind of people say that cash bars and making your guests pay kind of kills the vibe of things, but I feel like it limits
It's going to help.
It's gonna
help
help
tame your
tame
Yeah.
the
exactly.
excessiveness.
Exactly.
yeah,
Yep.
it does. It really does kind of monitor or manage it, and yeah. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
open bars are scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll
I
tell
like
you this: like, I feel like most of our weddings, kind of at Los Poblanos, many of them are open bar on the cocktail hour.
Oh wow,
Actually, I think those are open. Most of them are open bar. I think the entire night.
I believe it, but they're like,
But it's a
they're
different
wine
type of,
the whole time.
It's a different type of clientele.
Yeah,
okay?
that too.
Exactly.
I think you need to know that too. I mean, I know my family. And so I think most people
Yeah.
know, like, okay, we've got people in our family that just can't handle their liquor.
Yeah.
They can't.
Yep.
They can't control themselves. So that's where you have to know. Okay, we're gonna do things and have things set in place to limit that, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Not let
for
it
sure.
happen, not let it get out of control.
Yeah.
So
Booze is a tricky one.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. So this is one that I got, and I could not agree more with this one.
Okay.
Bouquet and garter toss are so outdated.
They're gone.
They're
Yep.
gone. They're gone. They're
Get out-
making their way out.
get out of there.
Get out of here.
Garter's gone
Yeah,
for sure.
baby.
Yep.
Bouquet is still kind of a moment, but I'm noticing a lot of like brides are dedicating the bouquet.
Yeah, they're
Yep,
doing
I've
their
been seeing
mom
that too.
dedications.
Dedications,
right.
yeah. And like even when we're calling it out, most of the people, even like the women, are just they don't want to do it. They're like,
they don't
"Ah,
want
I
to be
don't want
like
to stand up in front of all these people and
singled out in a way.
like I've seen some crazy tosses where they're falling down and like doing crazy stuff for that bouquet and like it's just not for some people and I think like that's why people are doing like a dedication rather than making like this big thing out of it because it's, I think it's just
I think
making its way out.
It is phasing out. We will see it gone within the next 2 to 3, if not this year.
Yeah.
Because Garter's gone. I'll ask him, but it's not happening.
Yeah, and it's just all right. Now I'm really going to say something that it's so tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so freaking tacky.
It is.
It's just not the moment that it used to be.
Mhm.
It's and that's fine because everything evolves, but it's not it anymore.
I don't know if it was ever the jam. I mean,
Exactly.
Who's comfortable in that position, right? I'm gonna go hike up under my girl's dress here in front of
in front of grandma.
and act like and do it in a classy way.
As ponies playing in the background.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
come out of here with her underwear.
If you're honest.
Yeah. Like
So
it's gonna be so
weird.
classy.
So classy.
Yeah,
Oh,
nothing about it.
no.
It's like uncomfortable for everybody. It's just
Mhm.
kind of like I don't know. Yeah,
I'm interested to see
One of those
if
traditions.
anything like
Yeah.
takes up. We're leaving. We're like a lot of stuff is just not happening.
Yeah.
But nothing's being added. It's just kind of intro dinner party, right?
Exactly.
Or any toasts.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like I'm interested to see if something else will come out of the woodwork, whatever that may
Yeah.
be. That is the new bouquet toss. I want to
Yeah.
do a t-shirt toss. We're doing a t-shirt toss.
Okay,
at
that's
our,
fun.
with that,
Yeah.
you're gonna get cannons,
Yeah.
t-shirt cannons.
That seems aggressive for the space we're inside. CO shoots it across the room, and they're like right here.
takes
but-
out the tiles in the ceiling.
Yeah, but I want to do a custom shirt that says "I attended." I got drunk or whatever, shit faced at.
Shit faced, yeah.
Yes, at Tony and Cinder's wedding,
That's funny.
and it
I
has
like
a
that.
picture.
Great.
Of us
Now I have to label this episode explicit.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
apologize.
Tony.
Wow.
That's it. Now I'm gonna have to do this. You piece of. I can't believe you just all over our podcast.
That's good. Okay,
Oh, gosh.
my bad.
I dig it. I'm excited to get a T-shirt though.
Oh, you got to be there. You're
Well,
gonna catch it.
I hope I get it.
You got to fight for it.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun. I wanted it to be
You
something
want
they
it.
want.
Yes,
not
exactly.
Women's underwear from my fiance.
like-
My
that
new
she's
wife.
been wearing all day.
Oh, oh man.
yeah, like come on.
We used to do
Yeah.
a hack where I would tell him, put it around a football and throw a 20 in there, and there's your incentive.
Sick.
It makes it more fun. but
Yeah.
It's not. It's been gone. So
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
nice. Is it? No,
Victoria.
You
Yep.
did.
I just did. Oh, yeah, no, that one
no,
was just me.
so it's to
yeah,
me.
It's
Uh-huh.
you, Chris.
Okay. Here's one. Here's one for my venues, some of my photographers,
Ooh.
definitely some of my videographers.
Oof.
Nobody wants to dance when the lights are on. Okay, lighting matters.
Yes.
Our dance floors cannot be flooded with these gigantic umbrella
Yeah.
lights and strobe lighting. And I get it. I
Like a
know
big
we gotta
whitewash.
just
Yeah.
gotta capture these moments. But like it just. It's
I don't-
our
I don't-
dance floors
Yeah.
are they're not going to be as
No.
full. It's not going to be there's not going to be as much energy. This isn't everybody, by the way. We know
No.
we love you guys out there that I feel like
Shoot in
our-
low light. and-
honestly
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say. That just know your
They
you
know.
your gear, you have the skill set to shoot in low light situations and pull off the amazing shots,
Yep.
anybody that's got to tell me that I have to have these giant floodlights over the dance floor and I can't do it. I'm gonna say it. You're not good enough.
That's
I
fair.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, they all have their different styles and all this. You know what's interesting is there's a guy who likes. I have a couple who they want just raw footage of the day. They want like 10 hours of footage. And so he's just there videoing. And I was like, okay, that's a new style.
Yeah.
But
That's dumb.
who's going to watch that? That's what I was
That's
thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
You can sit there and watch 10 hours of footage
Of
ever.
B-roll. Just
So that to me, that's the equivalent of like a photographer that's going to shoot 3,000 party shots. They're all going to look. That's why they don't.
yeah.
Yes.
They all look like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all partying.
You know,
Yeah.
it's all fist pumping. They all look the same
They
after
all
a
look the
while.
same,
That's
yeah.
why photographers, you don't see them hang out for all of open
Nope.
dancing.
No.
They don't need to. They can honestly hang out for
30 minutes of it.
10, 15,
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes and get all the party pics that they really need,
Well,
right?
and the sweet spot is always at the beginning anyway.
right?
You're going to get the family
You're going to get the
members,
family
yeah, those
members
big
because,
moments.
yeah, and then
It's true.
after that, I mean,
It evolves. But
everybody gets more drunk.
yeah.
Everybody gets more
Yeah.
sweety.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
Everyone's a little cleaner at the
Y-
beginning part
exactly.
of the open dance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
yeah. So,
Yep. So, nobody wants to dance when the lights are on. When it's party time, let's party. Get the lights low.
I totally
Get your
agree
big
with that.
strobes out of the middle of my dance floor.
Yep.
And, let us do our thing, right?
And if you could move those bags from our like overall location. I don't mind them being around our area, but
Let's-
like we want it to look we want our look to
Yeah.
look good just as well as your look, and it's just very frustrating when all the photo bags are all there. And I welcome that. I really do welcome them to put their stuff, but like keep it clean. Don't like put it right on the side or
Yeah, that we'll have vendors that'll ask, can we put our stuff over here? And usually I will tell them where they can put it. Like,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fine back here.
There's a
Do
good
it over
spot
here.
right here.
But yeah, think about that, guys. When you're putting your bags and wires and cabling, we've done such a, we've worked so hard to make that aesthetic, the dance floor,
Clean.
the head table, and everything look clean.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, and honestly, it's for you. Like, we feel like, okay, these could get in pictures.
Yeah.
So we want it to look
'Cause
nice.
You don't want stuff thrown everywhere.
Yeah.
It just looks tacky.
Yes.
So yeah, don't do it. I don't mind you behind usually like our DJ booth area where it's out of the way.
It's on the side.
Off to the side. Don't do it to where it can see it. Honestly, think about yourself. Like, is it gonna? Can your bags possibly make it in your picture?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like in your videos
Yep.
that you're taking. Like, if so, and it has a possibility, don't put it there.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I get it. I think for a lot of them, it's comfort and safety, right? They want to make
Oh yeah,
sure.
it's expensive.
So we're
They
kind
need
of
to have
babysitting their
access.
stuff.
I can
Yep.
understand that.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
But as long as it's like off to the side, I mean, I don't know if all DJs are like this. I think most of them are or have moved to this like us, where we take pride in what we're trying to put up and how it looks.
For sure.
There's a reason why we got tube lighting, why we got towers and things like that. It's to clean up the space. The old DJs back in the day used to put all these lights all over the place. They would leave wires hanging everywhere,
Yeah.
extension cords all over the place, and it looks terrible.
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
It genuinely does.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay, me next?
Yep.
Okay. This one's pretty standard. I feel like we've talked about it a few times, but your party does not need to go till midnight.
Yes, I completely agree with that.
People will always think they can party till midnight, but if you had your ceremony at 3 o'clock, you've been getting ready since
Yep.
9 a.m. It's a long day. I'm a really big adamant on being intentional with the time and ending at a right time. And if you think you're going to keep partying, have after parties in place, have entertainment, but
yes.
like it will change. And then people always think, oh, we've got the room till midnight, we're good. And then you're like, well,
Yeah.
Right.
no.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
The most successful weddings I have seen in these past couple of years were either done at 10 or 11.
Yeah,
No later.
exactly.
I mean,
it's just perfect sweet spot.
Mhm.
Open dancing's 3 hours, 2.5 sometimes, and it really lets me as a DJ and us as DJs go in with those bangers and leave on a high note
Yeah.
rather than having to
spread it out.
spread it out for the 5-hour open dancing,
Yeah.
4-hour open dancing.
You can't play all the bangers right
No,
away.
no, you
so you're
can't.
trying to entertain. You're
Yep.
trying to, yeah, it's
You gotta-
Exactly.
You have to think of the demographics of a wedding, right? And so, honestly, we should make a chart and where it's age groups, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you are 80 and over, what is the average time you are going to
They
bed?
stay, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. If you are, and so let's just get down to my age group, the 40 plus over crowd. We aren't hanging out anywhere till midnight.
Yeah,
We're,
exactly.
we're just
Oh,
not.
hell no.
Yeah.
You know what? Like 10 o'clock, that's about, I bet you most of us are going to bed right around that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So think about like the bedtimes of like age groups. 20 somethings, we're just getting our night started at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that's the way we were too. Like,
Pre-game.
so okay, so at your wedding, how many 20-somethings? If you're going to go till midnight, how many 20-somethings are going to be
Right.
carrying your party
If
to
you
midnight?
have, if you have maybe an overwhelming percentage,
Yeah.
you got 80% of your guest count
Start
is
a little later then.
yeah, yeah.
and well, or just know like then your
Yeah.
night can carry
have-
on.
Carry on,
But
yep.
if most of your group and age demographic is like
Pushing
35 and over,
Yeah.
Yep.
you're going to lose most of them
Mhm.
at that 10 o'clock.
Even if you
Yeah.
don't
11
lose them,
o'clock
they're
hour.
just going to sit there and wait for it to
Exactly.
be done.
Yeah.
'cause they're
And
respectful.
be yawning.
Yeah.
And
We're going home.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. But
Yeah.
I hate that when they're just sitting there and just waiting for it to end.
yeah. I
Oh,
agree with
Actually,
that.
so that brings me to I remember on Ask a Planner Monday that Meredith had this past week.
yeah.
There was somebody that asked the question about they were like, we really want people to hang out till 1 o'clock because we have a surprise happening at that time. What can we do to get people to stay?
What could you
And
possibly do?
that's exactly what she said. She's like, I'm sorry. There's nothing that you could do
Yeah.
to get me, a 40 something year old person to hang out till 1 o'clock. It's
That's
not happening.
insane.
Yeah.
And so it's a big ask to ask your guests to
Yep.
hang out till midnight, 1 o'clock. We're going to do an after party at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Guess what? Yeah, I mean, think of how many weddings have we done? The hundreds and maybe even thousands at this point of weddings, but collectively, how many people have we seen stay for dinner and bounce?
Yeah.
So many.
So
you
many,
know,
fair amount.
And it's not to say that our dance floors are empty. Obviously, they're not. But that's a checkpoint, right?
Yes.
So that's
Yep.
your first, like one of your first checkpoints is
Yep.
dinner. People are going to stay for dinner, and then you're going to have some people that are like, "We're out of here." If you're at a casino, they're definitely out because they want to go gamble before they go home.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, then your next checkpoints, that's why we always talk about not having breaks during your open dancing because every time you give a break, if you're going to do some cutesy little game or something like this,
Yep.
every time you stop the dance floor is an opportunity for people to
To
leave.
leave.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Yep, that literally happened this weekend. There was supposed to be a stop in the open dancing, and I told Ari, I was like, Ari, like I think we're gonna have to just
prepare for it.
either prepare
What'd
for
you do?
it,
Yeah.
or let's just do everything we need to do, and then I'll open the dance floor.
What was the
And
plan?
and
So what was the
Ari-
original plan?
So the original plan was to, I can't remember what we were gonna do there.
Probably open dance,
so it
20
was,
minutes, okay, Garter or something?
It was basically our couple was gonna go take sunset photos.
Okay.
Then during that, they wanted me to open up the dance floor while they
Sure.
took some sunset
Makes
photos.
sense.
Come back in, stop open dancing, do toasts,
Oh,
and then all that
jeez.
stuff after.
Oish.
And I was telling Ari, like, why don't we kind of switch it around? And just because, like, this also can happen where things change the day of. You
Mhm.
know, it might work with a certain amount of people or this and that.
Yeah.
Just for kind of the crowd we had, I was like, I think we're only gonna get one opportunity to do open dancing correctly.
Yeah.
And we did, and it was
Nice.
super successful. You know, Ari was very, I appreciate her kind of listening to me and what I thought, because I feel like she was on the same page with it as well, because she was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, let's do that. Absolutely.
Well, I think a lot of times when we talk to our couples, once you explain it to them, right?
Yep.
Like I said, they have these visions of this happening, and then we know from our experience, right? Like, wait a minute, actually,
Yeah, let's paint the
the
picture really
reverse
quick.
is going to
Yeah,
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
we do a really good job at hearing their overall expectations and ideas,
Mhm.
and then let's figure out how to make it work. And then, because you come in with all these great ideas, you're super excited, but then you're not logistically thinking, how is that going to play out? What is
Exactly.
that going to feel like for the couple or for the guests and all that? So that's
yeah, and
super
if
smart.
maybe if it was just toasts, we could have got away with it.
Yeah.
But it was so this is kind of like the timeline that I'm reading. It was they left for their sunset pictures, then open dancing started, then they returned. I stopped open dancing, did their cake cutting, then we started with toasts, then we did the dollar dance,
Eesh.
and then we tossed the bouquet, and then we opened the dance floor back up.
That was the original plan.
That was the original plan.
Okay.
And when we kind of just were looking at things and just kind of talking, we were just like, you know what? Let's not even open up the dance floor that first one. Everybody's chilling already. They're drinking, they're getting drinks, they're eating, they're kind of mingling while the couple's not here. Let's allow them to do that. And then when our couple gets back, we'll get into all the formalities
Mhm.
and then we'll open dance and do it with a bang.
Yeah,
rather
excellent
than-
thinking.
yeah.
Don't open up the dance floor. Just let them enjoy themselves after
Yes.
dinner. Kind of maybe go take a photo themselves. Some people smoke. Some people just
And then
have,
we were at the casino too. You know, some
there
people
you go.
kind of left, and I don't know if they went gambling or just
Sure.
kind of went and took a walk. The
Yeah.
venue was gorgeous. Like,
Mhm.
you know, it. I just feel like if we would have done that, it wouldn't. I don't think anyone would have danced anyway.
Going up, down, up, down. and
Exactly.
It's very drastic. And the
Exactly.
you go up, and then the time between having to do all that formalities and then reopening
It's a lot of time.
it's a
yeah.
weird wrench
Yeah,
to throw in there.
yep.
So you did it all. Oh no, that I got you. So
Yeah.
they went and took the photos, and then you did it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Yep.
It's a good idea.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. This is going to be my last one.
Yep.
Perfect.
Talk to us.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Mhm.
It's okay not to have kids at your wedding.
Yes. Yeah.
No kids. I completely agree.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are not having kids. It hurts every time we have to have this conversation with our family members.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
That's
You
that's
know
a
what? It's
hard
no
one.
kids.
It's tough, but you know from experience.
Yeah,
We've seen it.
firsthand, all the time.
Kids, and it's so hard. I've got kids. I'm telling you, I would not bring Evan to your wedding. Like, I wouldn't do it.
It's fun.
Like, I just know we know how kids are, and kids are kids. It's not their fault. They're
Yes.
gonna be kids.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Yeah.
get bored. They're gonna find stuff to do. They're gonna find things to get in. They're
Yep.
gonna find DJ
Yep.
booths to put their hands and fingerprints all over.
You're
Yep.
putting them in nice clothes, suits that they're uncomfortable.
How many times have we seen a kid ruin a first dance or a
Yes.
toast
Running
or
out in the middle
something?
of a first dance.
So many times.
So many times. I hate it. It's so frustrating because there's nothing you can do because you're like, okay, get your kid.
That ain't
like,
my kid.
Yeah.
So
That ain't my kid.
and that's where the issue lies, because the parents want to have a good time,
Yeah.
and so they get
Yeah.
the parents get caught up talking to friends and stuff, and the kids will be fine. Oh, they're out on the dance floor, and then the DJs become babysitters,
Right. Yeah.
You know, and it's
Yeah.
just like, and they're getting into stuff. They're picking up our uplights and doing, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
You're like, hey, don't do that.
I know.
Thanks.
Try to be
You're trying,
nice.
Yeah, trying to.
Well, there was
Don't-
one
don't get
time
a kid
too. I
crying.
remember, like, there was kids coming out and putting their hands all over our booth, and so I had my
Mhm.
assistant at the time go out there, and he was like super nice. And this parent was a very overly sensitive parent, and she comes out and starts yelling at my assistant.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
don't talk to him, and blah blah. Blah. And I'm like, oh my god,
Here we go.
like
Yeah.
if you would watch your kids,
Yes.
and we wouldn't be having this issue. But those are very expensive, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, they're messing around with $3,000 tubes and
Right.
all this crazy stuff. Like, come on.
I think you brought up a good point in that, like, this setting requires a lot of, like, being still and patient and just kind of enjoying it and taking it in and
For
kind
sure.
of mingling a little. But it's not a play place. It's not a playground. And kids
No.
are going to seek out that type of entertainment.
And honestly, I'm
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you couples out there, it doesn't matter what you do. You can have all the fun toy tables that you want
Mhm.
and stations and things
Yeah.
for kids.
A
But
separate room. I've seen this, like, at Nature Point. They have the room. So if you can shove them all in a room and maybe pay a babysitter,
yeah,
that would be best. But
Well,
if I hear what you're saying. If you're trying to entertain them in the reception space, it's not.
but
Gonna
think
work.
about that too. So okay,
Mhm.
your guests that bring kids, they're gonna leave early.
True.
That's all there is to it.
Yep.
When there's
You
no
know.
kids, they can be a little bit more free. They don't have to. They don't have to take their kids home or have the responsibility
yeah.
of getting the family home.
Yeah, and I feel too like it depends on like the parents and like the people around that maybe watch the kids, because like I know for us, like obviously our three nieces are gonna be there because, you know, I want them there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I know my brother and his fiance will have them in order, and if they're not directly watching them, I know my mom will, and make sure that they're not in these moments or things that are happening. Like I feel like it also depends on the people too.
That's fair. But now
because-
you're having to, like, we talked about that stress of managing kids and not being
Yeah.
present to celebrate you.
Exactly. Yeah,
that
and
can
then
be
but at the same
hard.
time I'm like, I know I want them to be a part of that.
Oh, I believe
know,
that. Yeah.
so-
And I think it's different too. Like, if you only have a couple or whatever,
Exactly.
right? Like, and you got your flower girl, ring bearer, that are and whatnot. I think it's when you have these events where there's either a lot of them, or you just have to know, like all these things that we're talking
Yeah.
about. This is the experience that we've had, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
You know, of kids being they're gonna be kids. There's no way around it.
Yeah, and by the time we get married and we're ready, they're probably not going to be kids anymore.
Good
They're
point.
probably all going to be teenagers.
There you go.
Or
Yeah, and that's the thing.
You
It's
know,
like when I've seen this question asked a lot as well. Like, what's the age?
yeah,
You know, and probably I mean, it's going to depend on the kid. Like some kids are a little bit more mature and can handle it than others.
Mhm.
Yep.
But I would bet the average is around 10.
Yeah.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
We-
Evan is 7 right now, and
Yeah.
like,
Funny.
Yeah.
We have a flower girl and a ring bearer, Cinder's niece and nephew, and those
Yeah.
were that was the age cutoff.
Yeah.
I think our flower girl's 9, 10.
Yeah.
There
See?
you go.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and
Yep.
Josiah's like 12.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and I think maybe too, like, I'm just biased because, like, I know how the kids in my family are, and they're very, like, besides the little ones, obviously, they're
Yeah.
tiny, but they're still very well behaved.
see that makes a
And
lot
on,
of sense.
and on top of that, like, my older nieces that I have, they're, like, quiet as mouses.
Sure.
Like, they're just
Mhm.
sit there, chill
Right.
on their little
And-
phones. They're, like, hanging out. They don't bug. Like, they want to go play outside. Like, it's very, I know, like, for my situation specifically, I know having them there would not be a problem.
But you bring up a good point. I guarantee you there's grooms and brides who feel the exact same way.
Right.
Exactly.
I know my family, they're going to be good, but kids are kids.
Exactly.
And you just never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It can be
And
challenging.
like
it-
I know my family. I'm like, if this was Monica's side of the family and we were all at a wedding together,
Yeah.
like forget it. Your wedding's gonna be ruined.
You were talking about numbers.
It's
at
ruined.
The, at the
I don't have a
summit.
chance.
And you're like, yeah, it's like like a 50 person, 35 people?
I don't know. Yeah, like I honestly,
average?
I don't even know. Like just Sunday at my in-laws is like 40 of us.
That's
like,
Yeah.
crazy.
it's crazy, and the kids, it's nuts. I can, if,
That's
if
good.
any of
Gotta
my
get to
in-laws are
grow
out there
up.
listening
Yeah,
to this,
yeah.
which they're not, I know, but sorry, but I can handle about a half hour of it, and it's like before I start losing my mind.
I can't imagine kids running around screaming. You can only take so much.
And
Yeah.
I think about that at somebody's wedding, and I'm like, oh, like no,
Yeah.
I'm not DJing that wedding.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like Angelique's family, there's like no kids anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I think the
They're all grown.
oldest kid is like 11.
I don't even know all the kids.
We're starting to
names in my
transition
family.
now. We're like,
Yeah.
our cousins are getting married and having kids.
Yeah.
And so there will be that.
Yeah, and like my brother's
to
the only
3.
one that has kids.
Yeah.
Like I don't have kids. My little brother doesn't have kids. Like
There's so many in ours. They just they don't even have names. They have numbers.
Number 3, get over here.
number 3.
Yeah.
Put that down, number 5.
No, number 3 is all grown and old now. We're at like number 33.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Like,
That's funny.
I don't know.
That's good.
They've got names. Some maybe.
Nice.
But,
Okay.
that's it for me. What else you guys got?
I'm good too.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I've got one more.
Okay.
Talk to us, Tony.
Bring it. One last one.
This is an interesting one.
Talk to
I had
us.
a planning meeting with a couple.
Okay.
This artist came up, and it was a very heated debate. Kanye West.
Oh.
Groom adamantly wanted 2007, 2008 Kanye West, graduation
Yeah.
Kanye West.
Okay.
Bride was like, no, he stands by a certain message, and what he's doing right now is not okay,
I like it.
right? And
The
so,
bride and groom are having this.
I'm in the planning meeting, and there he wanted
Oh, this is good.
Kanye West, and even after he was like, we'll figure it out. I'll give you a more a solid answer after we have our conversation.
Mm.
Ooh.
And it was very
I feel it.
left and right.
I feel it.
I feel it completely,
Yeah.
right? And these, I think it's tough because you got your Chris Browns, your Michael Jacksons, and these artists kind of go into these different categories,
Yeah.
but we're
Right.
still playing them. But I was curious about how you guys felt about it, or how you would even handle this.
Yeah.
This is what I would have done. I would have been like, yeah, let's talk offline, and then I would have told him, so do you want to be married?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, happy. Have you ever heard the
Yep.
term "happy
Yep,
wife, happy
yep,
life"?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Like,
gonna say.
Is this Kanye over your wife? Like, because in all honesty, we can get through an entire event with no Kanye, and nobody will know the difference.
I was
Nope.
amazed how much he stood up for it. Like those,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
That's a pride thing,
Right?
Like ego.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we get, you're paying me, but like,
For
I hear
sure.
where she's coming from a lot more.
Yeah.
'Cause this is kind of weird. And so,
No, I agree with that.
Well, and I think if you have the conversation with them about, okay, so let's talk about, bringing controversy into your wedding and onto your dance floor. Is it worth it?
yeah.
Is it worth
No.
it to
That's
play
a good way
Kanye?
to-
Is it worth it to play Chris Brown
hear you.
or
Diddy.
R. Kelly?
Diddy.
Diddy.
That's a new one, yeah.
Like, because here's the thing, I can probably play. We can have this conversation. You can tell me how much you love Kanye, but
Mhm.
I guarantee you, look, our open dancing is only 2 hours. if I don't play any of that, you guys have a list here of so many other great
And
tracks.
they did.
You're not even gonna notice.
Yeah.
You
No.
won't notice.
So that's how you
Yeah.
phrase it, though. Like
Yep.
you let them know that.
And like what Kanye did they want played? Like I'm
That's
curious.
what I'm saying. Graduation,
Yeah.
2007, 2008. That was the ones he was really adamant on that.
I'm like
808s
trying to-
and
my
Heartbreaks.
couple this weekend talked about that too. She's like, even though I know that Kanye is not, she's like, I like it because she saw like we were looking through music
Yeah,
because she's actually kind of a little picky and she liked Gold Digger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so I like Kanye, but I said the same thing. I was like, you know what? Right now is probably a good time to just avoid it
Mhm.
and let things simmer and see
Yeah.
where that pans out over
Yep.
time. I was like, we don't need it. Like,
No.
you got so much
Well,
other great stuff here.
That's kind of what I was thinking in my head. I was like thinking of like my DJ sets, and I was like, usually like the only Kanye I would play outside of the club was Gold Digger.
Mhm.
But I was kind of just curious, like, okay, that's the era he
That
wanted.
one,
Yeah.
or like flashing
Stronger,
lights.
your
Yeah.
flashing lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, stronger. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, bum, bum, bum. All of the lights. That's kind of the vibe, and that's where it gets tough, right? These artists, they have good music, but it's
yeah.
when they stand for something
I
else.
would just everyone listening, even us DJs, just stay away from it.
Yeah, stay
completely.
away. It
I know
seems-
I am like, and I respect your bride for that because you don't know who's
in the crowd.
in your crowd. You don't know
Well, and
who
I asked-
believes in what, and it
Yeah.
just like it's just so
I've-
like awful.
I've told them too. I'm like, so
Why
so
stir the
here's
pot?
right,
Yes.
right.
Why stir the pot?
We're bringing it
Exactly.
full circle. I like how you did. I see what
There
you
we
did
go,
there.
see?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. No, but like really, so we're supposed to be the party, right?
Yeah.
Like we're
Yes.
supposed to bring the fun. We're the fun. We're creating this vibe, these moments, and so we need your group on our side.
Yeah.
We don't want to pit them against us.
And it's almost like we, even though the music is their choice and their taste, we are ultimately like choosing those songs and playing
Yeah.
them. So it does reflect on us.
It-
and it's,
It does.
we're the
they look
face.
at-
does.
Yes, we're the face of
Yeah.
the song being played.
Yeah, and it kind of just shows that like if you just continue to play the music of these people who do terrible things to other humans, it kind of just goes it just says a lot about you, I feel. Like and that you don't even really
Well-
care to like take that into consideration.
And that's where it comes back to, right?
Yeah.
Who are they going to look at and who are they going to point the finger at? They're not going
Us.
to point the
Yeah.
they're not going to come up to me and point at your playlist and be like,
They're not going to go to the groom and
No.
say, "Why are you playing?
"Why are you
this?"
playing this?" They're
They're
going to
gonna
look
go to the
right at us and go and they're going to
Wow.
flip me off
Yeah.
and then I've
Yep.
lost them and then that's it. I'm done
Yep.
for the
That's
night. with
true.
That
And
person.
then you
Yep.
can never win them back for the whole
No.
night, and that whole thing is just not good.
Yeah.
So then I'm just going to immediately follow Kanye with P Diddy
Yeah.
because it's gone. That's it.
It's already ruined.
You're already
Right?
down the
It's
drain. Might
ruined.
as well.
I'm just going there.
Just
I'm
do
going to
it.
follow it up with some R. Kelly.
Oh man.
So the thing that I've been finding hard
Yeah.
with the Diddy stuff, I don't even necessarily play P Diddy's music, him as an artist.
Yeah, no.
It's the other signees
Yes.
and people that's been like extremely hard. I'm like, do people like think about it that deeply to
Yeah.
where we're supporting this man in general, or is it more just like his music as a solo artist? I don't know. It's just so confusing.
So I'll tell you what I love. What some of these remixers have been doing. I don't know if you've seen this, but they've been
mhm.
making no Diddy edits.
No Diddy edits.
Oh
Yep.
wow, I didn't know that.
So like you've got the Notorious B.I.G. songs and
Yeah.
some of these
Nice.
Mace and
Love that.
without the
Without
Diddy
him.
parts
Yeah.
in it,
Yeah.
which is that's how you get. Because you're right. There's like so many good tracks, and then it's like Diddy just doing like little things. All right, like and yeah,
Sure.
stuff like that.
yeah.
And you know what I've been noticing too, that people have been doing this actually happened to me at one of my events, and luckily she was just one of my friends and she was just playing and giving me a hard time.
Yeah.
But I played a Mace song and she confused Mace with Diddy.
Oh,
And she was like, "How dare you play this?" Like, you know, kind of just like poking fun at me, and I was like, "This is not even Diddy," but I can understand why.
association.
Probably where that
The-
train of thought
The
came.
association, yeah. And then people are really thinking like that. People are
Totally.
genuinely thinking like that right now.
How it goes.
And the Kanye stuff is just terrible.
It's crazy.
It's so awful.
Yeah.
So is it worth it? Is it worth it to you
No.
to alienate your dance floor, the people at your
Yeah.
wedding?
for
Absolutely
one
not.
song.
This
One
is
song. Yeah.
exact-
Nah.
exactly.
Yep.
So,
Cool.
Cool.
all right.
Great stuff
Good. That was
today.
good
Great,
stuff.
great stuff.
That was good. I appreciate you stirring the pot the way you did, Tony,
I tried.
and bringing it all back to the pot at the end.
Yeah,
you
that
don't
was-
have to.
I
stir
loved
the pot.
that one for that one as the last one was just perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Good one.
I thought this was. I don't know. This one's kind of.
Yeah.
This
For
is the
sure.
this is the No
this one-
Diddy episode
Yeah.
Yep.
of what's on the playlist.
Yep.
Yep. It is.
So, all right, you guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Appreciate y'all.
Ooh, yeah. What's the song of the playlist, baby? What's the song of the